Russian troops are gradually retreating month by month under the onslaught of the Ukrainian counteroffensive. Sappers are clearing the liberated Mykolaiv region of Russian explosives. Ammunition that can be reused for frontline combat is being transferred to the armed forces of Ukraine and the National Guard. Some of the ammunition is unsafe. We constantly evacuate it or detonate it on the spot. The ammunition that is suitable is transferred to the equipment of our units to use against the enemy. As we say, lend-leasing, or Russian loan, from Russia to our lands, from here to the front, and our boys return the weapons to the Russians. After recapturing Kherson, Ukrainians are preparing for their next challenge, the coming winter. For weeks, the Russians have been shelling Ukraine's energy infrastructure to force more migrations of civilians. Today, we received a new stove. The previous one was no longer usable. It is good that my husband brought it. Now we will be able to burn wood. We could cook something on it, but there are problems with the supply. It would also be possible to heat water for washing, but there is no water. This year's winter will be especially dangerous for seniors. Among the elderly, there are some lonely people who were unable to evacuate on their own from the areas most affected by the war. I have no idea what to do, where to start. You see with your own eyes everything is destroyed. I don't know how the land can be developed without equipment. I don't know. Ukrainian society is gearing up for a very hard winter, as attacks on critical infrastructure result in deprivation of electricity, heat from thermal power plants. Ukrainians are coping as best as they can and installing replacement heating. They are using generators. This is becoming more common here. The authorities in Kiev are aware that without support from the West, the coming winter will be particularly severe. Germany has so far delivered 150 power generators to Ukraine, and another 320 units are being prepared for transport. According to Chancellor Olaf Scholz, Germany is one of the countries most effectively supporting Ukraine. There is no guarantee that Russia will not attack other countries. We see the scale of the brutality of this war steadily advancing. For now, one thing has changed. Russia has stopped threatening to use nuclear weapons in response to the fact that the international community has drawn a red line. However, according to experts, Berlin's decisions are mainly for image purposes. The situation is such that the key thing at the moment is support in this ongoing war from all countries, including Germany. And this support looks very different. Because, for example, Germany is delivering Leopard tanks, but the last batch was delivered with one set of ammunition. So you can say that it is more for the show than real support. The United States, on the other hand, is preparing another military aid package for Ukraine, this time in the amount of $275 million. Support for Kiev and Polish-American cooperation in the face of the Russian invasion of Ukraine will be the topics discussed between the head of Polish diplomacy, Zbigniew Rau, and U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken in Washington.